Is your Lyme treatment even working? Lyme disease can be confusing, frustrating, and sometimes progress can feel really hard to measure. In this video, I'll break down real signs that your Lyme treatment is working, based on clinical patterns, patient-reported outcomes, and what Lyme-literate doctors commonly look for. Lyme is like a roller coaster, but what if you knew every up, every down, every twist, every turn before going through it? Wouldn't that help you reduce anxiety, feel a little bit better, and move through the process with clarity and confidence? Number one, your symptoms begin to stabilize. One of the first signs you'll see is not that your symptoms just get better, but that they stop getting worse. Once your symptoms stop escalating, you're on the way to getting better. You'll have fewer new symptoms every single day. You'll have less fluctuations, and instead of the severity of your pain or your fatigue getting worse and worse and worse, it will plateau, and you'll notice a nice even keel across all of your symptoms, that they just tend to be there, and that sucks. But it's a lot better than them getting worse every single day. This phase can look subtle, but it's a strong indicator that the infection and the cycle of crazy inflammation is losing momentum. Number two, Herxheimer reactions become less intense. Herxheimer reactions happen because the body has a hard time detoxing out dead Lyme microbodies and the toxins they release when they die off. If your detox pathways are supported and everything is being removed out of your body in a timely manner, you'll never experience any Herx reactions. However, if you're starting herbal or antibiotic, antimicrobials, you likely will have that die-off experience where microbes die off and your body reacts to it in a harsh way. A temporary flare of symptoms ensues, and some people think, why am I getting worse instead of getting better? But as treatment continues, these reactions should become shorter in duration, they should become less severe, and they should be triggered less easily. So if you have these triggers that you know commonly flare you up, those triggers should flare you up less and less over time. The Herx reactions should die down slowly over time, and you should be experiencing them less. When your Herx reactions slow down, it's a telltale sign that you are supporting your body through detoxification. It's also a sign that the microbial load is decreasing, so congratulations, you're starting to see the enemy retreat in the war against Lyme disease. Number three, you experience longer good windows. So most people with chronic or late stage Lyme disease are not always in a deep, dark state of pain and agony. There are windows and waves. Recovery looks like this. It is not a straight line by any means. A big sign of improvement is longer windows of feeling good or decent or functional at the least. You'll have more hours or days where energy feels stable. Your pain episodes will be less brief or less intense. Your brain fog will lift long enough to socialize or get some work done on something that you've been wanting to do. Over time, those windows of feeling good should expand and the waves should become smaller. So it starts off with these huge waves like this, and over time it should get smaller and smaller, and the good window should be most of the wave rather than the bad window. Most people really start to feel hopeful when this happens, when they start to see that their good days are stacking up. They are like, wow, the clouds have lifted. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm on my way. And that feeling is outstanding for anybody who's been through it. As someone who helps people, I love hearing people account for this time in their journey because they tell me how amazing they feel and how much it's changed their life when we get them to this point. Selfishly, that feels really good to hear. Another Lyme warrior helped. Check. Number four, energy starts returning first. Interestingly, energy tends to improve before pain or neurological symptoms or your sleep cycle normalize or any of that stuff. You may notice you'll wake up less exhausted, you'll be able to tackle more tasks daily, and you'll recover faster from activity. You might start working on that project that you always wanted to do but never had the energy to complete. For me, this phase was starting to create this YouTube channel even though I was still sick with Lyme disease. You could see all those videos back from 8 years ago when I was still infected. But today, I have not experienced any symptoms in 9 years now. All credit to the holistic wellness system that I put my body through and continue to work on every day. I've made it to where I wanted to go, and now I'm reaching down my hand to help as many people up with me as I possibly can. Number 5, inflammation markers may improve. Blood tests don't always track Lyme disease perfectly, but there's some inflammation markers that your doctor might be looking at and that will show that you're on track for general improvement. CRP returns to a lower range. ESR begins trending downward. You may have better liver or kidney function as detox pathways open up. You may even see improvement in anemia or nutrient levels as you go through this process, because the changes suggest that your immune system and your organs are bouncing back from all of the chronic stress it's been under from this infection. You should be able to see something in blood test results from this process happening, but it's not going to be a traditional Lyme test that tells you this information. Only the most Lyme-literate practitioner will understand these markers and be able to show you. And if you don't have one, you could always get a regular blood test from different companies that provide those, and you'll be able to see these markers that I'm talking about yourself. That's usually reserved for the nerds like me that enjoy looking into how your body is performing day to day and reading blood test results. Number 6, co-infection symptoms start untangling. If you started treatment for co-infections like Babesia or Bartonella, for example, the symptom layers may start to peel back. Instead of everything flaring at once and you feeling like you're in this crazy tornado, patterns should become more clear and separate from each other. Your panic episodes from Bartonella start to ease. Your night sweats from Babesia start to go away. You notice that you wake up and you're not drenched. Joint or nerve pain becomes more predictable. You understand what leads to that pain for you specifically. This is often a sign that your body is finally getting ahead of the infections. If this was a race, it's like you finally take that step into first place and look back over your shoulder, seeing that Lyme disease is in second. And number 7, your baseline function improves. As I said, Lyme disease is not linear. It's not a straight line. It's up and down and up and down. But if your baseline is a lot higher up than it was before, you can tolerate things better. You can tolerate light exercise. You can work and socialize more consistently. You're not constantly dealing with flares. Eventually, your sleep slowly deepens and you get more restful, more meaningful sleep. All of this means that you can handle stress better and your immune system is thriving. Over weeks or months or potentially even years, you start to realize that you're returning. This is what it looks like when you take back your body and feel like yourself again. I always use that phrase, take back your body, feel like yourself again. But the truth is, you will feel like yourself, but you'll feel like a new and improved version of yourself. Why? Because you've learned all of these tactics along the way for improving your health and wellness, supporting detox pathways, building a strong immune system, having a healthy gut bacteria, so on and so forth, so that when you get there, you're actually a new individual, a better individual. It's you 2.0, and that's the person that gets to heal from Lyme disease and co-infections. So that was everything that indicates that you're on the right path, that you're having success, but there are a few things that actually don't reliably predict success or failure. If you're looking at these things to try to see if your treatment is working, you're looking in the wrong area. Number 1, test results that don't change. Lyme disease antibodies can stay in your system for years on end. You might be positive with Lyme disease even if you feel like $1,000,000. Even if the body is healed from Lyme disease completely, the antibodies don't just disappear, causing a negative test. You could have those antibodies in your body for life, and that's a good thing. If you notice flares happening occasionally, it's just part of the process. It is a roller coaster. Occasional flares do not mean that you're failing treatment or that it's not working. Number 3, temporary regressions during stress or illness. Remember, there's tons of different kinds of stress in our life. There could be physical stress like an illness or a broken bone, financial stress, there could be family stress, there could be relationship stress, there could be work stress, there could be so much more. As humans, we go through different seasons in our life where certain things are very important to us or certain things matter so that we can get through stressful situations. It's really important to have some grace and not be so hard on yourself when you're going through a temporary regression. If things start to seem worse for a little bit, it could be just because you're dealing with an illness or a difficult time in your life. It's important to nourish yourself, get yourself back to where you were by providing more attention and focus on your body for a shortened period of time. Use this season of healing to get better. And finally, feeling worse before feeling better. This is actually really common, especially in early Lyme disease, because you start to take all these things that start to kill microbes. And again, that microbe die-off leads to stress, and it leads to a flare in symptoms from the toxic load that you're experiencing in your body. So it's actually really common to feel worse before you feel better when you first start treating Lyme disease, even if you used antibiotics and then you stopped using antibiotics and started using herbals, you may still experience Herxheimer reactions. Or if you just started antibiotics, you might experience Herxheimer reactions. Or if you just started herbs and never started antibiotics. Feeling worse doesn't necessarily mean you're failing treatment. It just means you're going through a phase of treatment that causes you to feel worse. I know that's really difficult mentally for a lot of people, but now that you know, you can be prepared and show up ready to fight the war. Healing from Lyme disease is a journey. There's ups and downs. Your progress will dip and go up again. It's not going to be an easy, straight ride. Sometimes progress can be so gradual, it feels like it's barely going up, but it's still going up. But if you're seeing the things we talked about in this video, like stabilization, longer good windows, lower inflammation, improved energy, then you are on the right track. All you have to do is keep going, keep pushing, keep showing up for yourself and giving your body that attention that it so needs. I used herbs and diet and holistic wellness to get better. And I detailed everything I did in a 6-step manual that you can get for free. The link is below this video. It's called the Lyme Survival Guide. All you have to do is put in your email address. We'll send it over to you. You'll have it for life. You download it and it's yours. This is our gift to you for checking out our stuff and for being involved in what we're doing. And